Hello, Cel. Because many people asked, I will be showing off my reflection system and making a tutorial for it. Please take note, this is an advanced tutorial. If you are not familiar with Unreal Engine or this is your first time using it, do not follow this tutorial. I think this is much more suited. I go at a faster pace, so keep that in mind. That being said, I am giving away my shader. Uh, this is completely free. You don't even have to credit me. But I do ask that in turn you subscribe. That's all I ask. Think of it like the honor system. Another disclaimer. This shader only updates every 4 seconds. If you make it update any more than that, not only will your frame rate be worse, but it will actually look worse because it'll be flickering. This doesn't look good on big objects. Like, if you're going to apply reflections to the whole room, it's gonna look like crap. This is meant to give characters, physics objects, it's meant to give them more realism. Or, let's say you have a sword that you want to be very reflective. This will work perfectly. But if you want to make the whole, like, let's say you want to make the floor completely reflective, it doesn't hold up. I'm gonna be honest. The method I'm using is a hack. It sells the idea of reflections, but you have to do a bit of work to make sure that you don't overuse it, because overusing it will break the illusion. The asset I'm using is Cartoon Cel Shading Post-Process. It is by Azura-san. This is the one I'm using. Most likely, your cel shading pack is going to work the exact same way. If your cel shading works through a post-processed material, then this should work perfectly. If you don't know what that is, stop watching, because this tutorial is too advanced for you. I wish I could make it simpler and make it easier for people that don't know what they're doing, but to be honest, I can't give away someone else's pack, you know? If it were up to me, I'd give you the whole cel shading, package, along with reflections, but it's not my asset, and I don't feel right doing that. And of course, the link to what I'm using will be in the description. So skip ahead if you want to go to the tutorial. Right now, I'm going to actually be just summarizing what I'm going to be doing for those advanced users, for the ones that really understand the engine. I'm using 3 render targets. One for super clear reflections, low roughness. Second for medium roughness, and third for third roughness. Now what I do is there's no mipmaps for the render targets, so you have to make 3 render targets. Make them low resolution. Make your first one a clear resolution, but do not make it the full screen size. That is a bad idea. Don't make it 1024. Make it something like 480. It'll look clear, trust me. And for the other ones, set the second render target to 8, to the resolution to 8, and for the third one, set the resolution to 4. And use a lerp to blend between them. And then you can just use the roughness scene texture to basically lerp between them. And you can use metallic, because the scene texture has roughness and metallic data. And you can just plug those right in, and there you go, it'll work. The first thing you want to do is set up your scene and add the post-processing volume. Now there should be a post-processing material. You're going to have to find that if you're using a different asset, but if you're using the same one, just follow the path that I'm using. So what you're going to want to do is unplug the emissive, and then plug it into the shader. From there, plug that shader into the emissive. So you'll realize that there's nothing in these textures. That's because we have to make them. What you want to do is go into the third-person blueprint, or your character blueprint. Then you're going to add 3 scene capture components. Make sure that they are cube scene capture components. Alright, so now create 3 render targets. Make sure, once again, they are cube render targets. If you use flat render targets, you're not going to get the effect you want. Set the resolution to the first render target to 480. Then, set the second one to 8. And then set the third one to 4. We're basically doing this to mimic roughness. As surfaces get rougher, the reflection gets blurrier. Now add the render targets to the scene captures. And while we're here, you should untick Capture Every Frame and Capture on Movement. Now create a function and name it Reflection Update. Add your components, and then add Capture Scene for each one of them. Don't forget to plug them in. So back out and add an event begin play. Now connect a set timer by function name. Type in reflection update for the function and set it to update every 4 seconds. And don't forget to set it to loop. Alright, and now just set your textures in the material. The top one is the smoothest, and the bottom one is the roughest. And that's it, you're done. Congrats, you have reflection with cel shading now. Now once again, I did say already, but I'll say it again, it does not look good on floors or walls. This is good for, let's say you have a barrel and you want just a bit of reflection on the wood. This is perfect for that. Or if you have a sword that you want to be shiny and reflective, perfect for that as well. It's good for smaller objects that don't take up a big section of this screen. There are a lot of things you can do to make this shader even better if you have the know-how. You can add specular lighting with a dot product, I think. I'm not too sure if I haven't been able to figure that out. But if I do, I'll make another video. So once again, if you're using my code, please subscribe. That's all I ask. You don't have to credit me. Just subscribe. And then I'll consider the debt paid. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. I will see you next time.